Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, May 7, 2017, 11:31 p.m. Birmingham. Topic, again, prophecy being fulfilled right now, today. Right now, today. And to not see it, you have to be blind. Although it's behind doors, the signs are there. And I'm going to tell you something that not only happened here, but I'm going to tell you something that happened to me just yesterday. And you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. Let me tell you about these people who call themselves prophets. That's dangerous. The Bible clearly tells you, don't even consider yourself a prophet. You know who the prophets are, okay? There aren't any new prophets. There are people with dreams and visions. There are no new prophets. And don't mistake that, okay? There's a guy called, he called first himself a spiritual leader, Jeffrey Lundgren. He killed 5 of his members. He would blame someone for a nothing. Get this now. Just as socialists tell on others to get a reward. As I said to you in a blog months ago about the socialist program that's going on in Cuba, to get a reward, all you have to do is tell on your neighbor, whether your neighbor is your kin, your son, your father, your cousin, it doesn't matter. Maybe an extra loaf of bread or even a chicken. Look, this sounds crazy, but it is true. Will be rewarded to you. This food rewards are very common in socialist countries, and the same principles is also what the cult leaders do with those members that come under them, that they blind first, and when they get in there, they're kind of hooked. You have followers telling on each other regardless of what they have done. Now get this, I'm telling you a very true story that was just brought up day before yesterday. And it's prophecy, guys. It is prophecy. These followers telling on each other, again, regardless what they have done, and then they would tell the prophet. The prophet's name was Jeffrey Lundgren, Lundgren, although he's dead. But the story is just coming out, and you will not believe what these men are telling and what these men are doing today. I'm going to get to that in a moment. So these followers telling each other, and this sick Jeffrey would gather the information and use it for sex trade-off, not to harm the so-called traitor. If you were told on, you were a traitor, regardless what you did. If you hid food, you were a traitor. He would then demand that the man's wife give oral sex, not to be punished. Every case, every single one, the women agreed. And all their husbands could do was sit there, lower their head, and watch it. I want to say to these people, where are your balls? You are gutless wonders to allow your wife or child to have sex with a self-proclaimed prophet. These stories make me sick, but they are true. The reason for my telling this story is of what is happening here in the United States today. The insane acts portrayed by American citizens are absolutely stupidity among so many gutless wonders, it makes me sick. This Jeffrey brainwashing is insane to allow one man to do these things to so many people. Here's what he did. 3 people came to him and told on another man. What did the other man do? He told his wife. He said, I think we need to leave. I'm afraid that this Jeffrey is a dangerous man. That was all he said. Well, guess what? Jeffrey calls the group, the company, the people together and told them he had to deal with a man, his wife, and his children. But he would take care of it and they should just go on home. But first he had his followers to take these 5 people into a barn. They took them into a barn, locked the doors. Jeffrey goes in. And as this man stands there like a friggin' knot on a log and let Jeffrey tie him up, and then Jeffrey killed this man while his wife and 2 kids watched. Tossed him in a hole that was already dug, and then turned to the wife. He says, you have to join him. Blowed her head off right there. She dropped in the hole with him. And the 2 kids, get this now, they just step up, get shot, fall in the hole. No one knew about this for many years. Finally, somebody got the guts to flee the place and tell the police, and the police set up an observation around it. And indeed, they found everything they were looking for, and they found it fairly quickly. Now get this. Jeffrey was put to death October 24, 2006 for his crimes. 12 of his followers were also convicted for their roles in the Avery murders. Sounds like medicine to me, except these are grown adults that were led by a man of Satan. 7 of men and 5 women helped to commit these crimes by carrying the people there and locking the doors. One of the 2 men who told this story said they saw it coming, but didn't believe it would happen. And yet, each of the men carried a photo album with them. And they would look at the pictures of Jeffrey, and they would cry over Jeffrey because they missed those days when the prophet was among them. As these cult leaders continue to grow in numbers worldwide, we see wars and threats of wars worldwide. Let me tell you what will constitute a threat of war. I'm at 7 minutes. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to pick up what constitutes this threat of war on the next blog. Jody Wolf Expoz.